Good evening. This is Akashvani and I am Anuja Kumar with the news at 9. The headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for climate justice at the session on environment and COP30 during BRICS Summit at Rio de Janeiro. Says it is no alternative but a moral duty for India. Prime Minister urges greater cooperation in the field of critical minerals and technology during outreach session at the summit. Centre announces proposals worth 5,000 crore rupees to boost waterways and maritime sector in Northeast region. Census 2027 to be the first digital census in the country. Mobile apps to be used for collecting data in English, Hindi and regional languages. IMD forecasts heavy to very heavy rainfall over central and adjoining East India during next 3 to 4 days. And in tennis, India's Yuki Bhambri and his American partner Robert Galloway crash out during the 16th round of men's doubles at Wimbledon. And now the news in detail. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today said that for India, climate justice is no alternative but a moral duty. Participating in the session on environment, COP30 and global health on the second day of BRICS Summit at Rio de Janeiro in Brazil, the Prime Minister pointed out that for some, the environment is just statistics, but for India, it is part of its ethos imbibed since generations. We now go over live to our correspondent Sudhindra, who is covering the BRICS Summit at Rio de Janeiro. Sudhindra, please tell us what were the highlights of the Prime Minister's intervention at the session?
Well, in the first session, the Prime Minister has reiterated our country's commitment to environment conservation. He pointed out that for some environment is just statistics, but for India it is a part of its ethos imbibed since generations. And for India, he added, climate justice is not an option but a moral responsibility. He also noted that the health of Earth and human beings are interlinked. And he went on to say that under India's chairmanship next year, the BRICS will be redefined to further South-South cooperation. And then he said that the commitment for environmental action will always be followed by India.
Thank you for that information, Sudhindra. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister also held bilateral meetings with Bolivian President Luis Arce Catacora and President of Uruguay, Armando Urrusian, the sidelines of the summit. Later in the day, Leaders' Framework Declaration will be announced on climate finance. The leaders will also launch a BRICS partnership for the elimination of socially determined diseases. Thereafter, the Prime Minister will depart to Brasilia, the capital of Brazil, for a state visit. It is only after a period of 57 years that an Indian Prime Minister is here for a state visit. Indian Ambassador to Brazil, Dinesh Bhatia, informed that 4 MOUs will be signed during the Prime Minister's state visit tomorrow. These will be on working together on counter-terrorism, to mutually share confidential information, cooperate in renewable energy and agriculture research. Our correspondent takes a look at India's economic growth among BRICS member countries.
India has become the 4th largest economy globally, marking an impressive 6.5% GDP growth in 2024-25, the highest among BRICS nations, surpassing China 5%, Russia 4.3%, Brazil 3.4% and South Africa 0.6%. India has also led in industrial growth at 6.4%. This economic momentum, backed by improved sovereign credit ratings, has bolstered India's influence in global forums. Under Prime Minister Narendra Modi's leadership, India has spearheaded initiatives like the BRICS Counter-Terrorism Action Plan and the first BRICS Startup Forum. It also introduced digital public infrastructure as a new cooperation pillar. India's proactive role in green development, space collaboration and anti-corruption showcases its commitment to shaping BRICS' future while amplifying the voice of the global South. With Sudhindra's report from Rio de Janeiro, Shagun Chopra, Akashvani News.
Earlier participating in the outreach session on the first day of the BRICS Summit, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that no country should weaponize critical minerals, technology and supply chains to further its own selfish gain. He said in addition to greater cooperation in critical minerals and technology, there is a need to focus on securing and making their supply chains resilient. The Prime Minister called on the BRICS nations to collectively pursue the responsible use of artificial intelligence, highlighting the importance of balancing innovation with governance. Iranian Foreign Minister Sayed Abbas Araghchi today expressed gratitude to the BRICS bloc for condemning recent strikes on the country during the ongoing 17th BRICS Summit in Rio de Janeiro. The Iranian Foreign Minister posted on X that his country is grateful for the condemnation by BRICS. The remarks came after the Rio de Janeiro declaration condemned the recent military strikes on Iran without directly naming the United States and Israel. Union Minister for Ports, Shipping and Waterways, Sarbanand Sonowal announced 5,000 crore rupee initiatives to boost the waterways and maritime sector in the northeast region. Speaking in Guwahati, he highlighted major port expansions, rising cruise tourism, and plans to train 50,000 youth for maritime jobs. New tourism and cargo jetties will be built in Silghat, Niyamati, Biswaghat, and Guijan, with 300 crore rupees investment. Water metro projects are planned in Guwahati, Tezpur and Dibrugarh. Lighthouses with IMD centres will aid regional navigation and weather forecasting. The Supreme Court today agreed to hear a batch of petitions challenging the Election Commission's decision to undertake a special intensive revision, SIR, of electoral rolls in poll-bound Bihar. The matter will be heard on Thursday. A bench of Justices Sudhanshu Dhulia and Joymala Bagchi agreed to hear the pleas. The Commission's move was challenged in the Apex Court over the manner and timing of undertaking a special intensive revision in the state. Several petitions have been filed before the top court claiming that if the SIR is not set aside, it can arbitrarily and without due process defranchise lakhs of voters from electing their representatives and disrupt free and fair elections. In Bihar, Railway Minister Ashwini Vaishnaw today announced 4 new Amrit Bharat trains on routes including Patna-Delhi, Darbhanga-Lucknow, Malda-Lucknow and Saharsa-Amritsar. A regular Jogbani-Erode train was also announced for Simanchal. He said that the 53-kilometre Bhagalpur-Jamalpur third line project worth 1,156 crore rupees will soon get approval. Doubling of Bakhtiarpur-Rajgir-Tilaiya rail line worth over 2,000 crore rupees and Rampurhat-Bhagalpur rail line worth over 3,000 crore rupees were also announced. Additionally, 2 software technology parks of India in Patna and Darbhanga, costing 53 crore rupees and 10 crore rupees respectively, are ready for inauguration, boosting Bihar's tech infrastructure. The Calcutta High Court today said the tainted candidates will not be able to sit for the 2016 School Service Commission examination. Earlier, the Supreme Court cancelled the recruitment of 25,752 secondary and higher secondary teachers in April this year in West Bengal. The High Court remarks came in the wake of a recruitment notice published by the School Service Commission, in which there was no clarification whether the tainted candidates would sit for the examination. This is Akashvani giving you the news. For quick news updates around the clock, follow us on our X handle at AIR News Alerts. And for details of these stories and more, log on to our website www.newsonair.gov.in and download the News on AIR app. A special dedicated web portal will be available for self-enumeration during the upcoming census. It will be available for both the phases of Census 2027. In a series of social media posts, the Registrar General and Census Commissioner of India said it will be the first digital census in the country and the data will be collected using mobile apps in English, Hindi and regional languages. It added that enumerators and supervisors will use their own mobile devices for data collection. The census will be conducted in 2 phases. In Phase 1, housing listing and housing census will start from April 2026, while population enumeration will be conducted in the second phase. Union Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Minister Shivraj Singh Chauhan today stressed on considering scientific technologies and tools to decide whether the fertilizers used by the farmers are genuine or spurious. Addressing the 96th Annual General Meeting of the Indian Council of Agriculture Research, or ICAR, at the Pusa campus in New Delhi, Mr. Chauhan was engaged in in-depth discussions on various topics related to innovation, sustainable development and farmer welfare in the agriculture sector. Lauding the contribution of the farmers in nation building, the minister asserted that research from now on will not only be determined from the lab but also from the farmer's field. Union Minister for Coal and Mines G. Kishan Reddy has said that the central government has done many important reforms to take the mining sector ahead with development, public welfare and environmental protection. Mr. Reddy was addressing the felicitation ceremony of 7-star and 5-star rated mines in Jaipur today. Mr. Reddy said that the government's policies have also ensured the protection of the interests of the people living around the mines and the workers working in the mines. He said that technology is also being promoted in sustainable mining.
माइनिंग सेक्टर आज विकास, जन कल्याण और पर्यावरण संरक्षण तीनों के एक साथ आगे बढ़ रही हैं। माइनिंग सेक्टर को प्रोत्साहन करना सरकार का जिम्मेदारी है और साथ साथ आम जनता में, रूरल एरिया में जो माइनिंग सेक्टर के आजू बाजू जिंदगी गुजारने वाले हैं, जो काम करने वाले हैं, उस सेक्टर में जो गरीब लोग लगते हैं उनमें भी विश्वास दिलाना हमारा काम है।
Science and Technology Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh has said that India has set a target for 300 billion bioeconomy by the year 2030. He highlighted that the country's biotechnology ecosystem has witnessed rapid strides in a decade, growing from 50 startups to nearly 11,000 now. Referring to the recently launched Bio E3 policy, Dr. Jitendra Singh noted that it lays the groundwork for the country to lead in sustainable biomanufacturing by aligning bioeconomy goals with environmental sustainability, economic growth and equity. The India Meteorological Department has said that under the influence of low-pressure area over southwest Gangetic West Bengal and neighbourhood, heavy to very heavy rainfall expected to continue over central and adjoining East India during next 3 to 4 days. It said heavy to very heavy rainfall activity is likely to continue over northwest India and along the west coast during next 4 to 5 days. In most parts of Himachal Pradesh, the weather remained clear throughout the day today, providing much-needed relief and enabling large-scale relief and rescue operations in areas affected by the recent heavy rainfall and cloudburst incidents. A report.
With clear weather prevailing in Himachal Pradesh throughout the day, relief and rescue operations were carried out smoothly and at a rapid pace in areas affected by the recent heavy rainfall, cloudbursts and landslides. Bhambri district has been the worst affected by the natural disaster. So far, 20 people have lost their lives here, while 31 are still missing. In Mandi and other affected areas of the state, NDRF, SDRF and administrative teams with the help of local volunteers are working to deliver essential supplies and medicines to the people. Drones and Indian Air Force helicopters are also being used to assist in providing relief to the victims. Drones are additionally being deployed to trace the missing persons. Meanwhile, the Meteorological Department has issued an orange alert for heavy rainfall in 8 districts of the state over the next 24 hours. Ritesh Kapoor, Akashvani News, Shimla.
Uttarakhand Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami said that relief work is continuously being carried out in all areas of the state affected by rain and landslides. He said that restoration work is underway near Silai Band on the Yamunotri route in Uttarkashi district, where a major landslide damaged the road. A Bailey bridge is being constructed at the site and is expected to be operational in the next few days. And in sports, in Wimbledon tennis, India's Yuki Bhambri paired with American professional Robert Galloway bowed out of men's doubles as they lost the round of 16 match against Spanish-Argentine pair of Marcel Granollers and Horacia Zeballos at London. And now, before we end the bulletin, the headlines once again. Prime Minister Narendra Modi calls for climate justice at the session on environment and COP30 during BRICS Summit at Rio de Janeiro, says it is no alternative but a moral duty for India. Prime Minister urges greater cooperation in the field of critical minerals and technology during outreach session at the summit. Centre announces proposals worth 5,000 crore rupees to boost waterways and maritime sector in Northeast region. Census 2027 to be the first digital census in the country. Mobile apps to be used for collecting data in English, Hindi and regional languages. IMD forecasts heavy to very heavy rainfall over central and adjoining East India during next 3 to 4 days. And in tennis, India's Yuki Bhambri and his American partner Robert Galloway crash out of men's doubles at Wimbledon. That is all in the news at 9. Good night.